Hello sunshines, welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as BunniPhish on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Today is Monday the 31st of January 2022, and this will be episode 5. How are you? I am so very tired. So it's just a little bit after 5 in the p.m. and I'm ready for bed. Today at school, I was kind of a sub, but not really. We got a new art teacher, and today was her first day, so I was in the classroom like helping maintain order and showing her like what the procedures are at the school and stuff. So it was a fine day. It was just so many kids, and I am so tired now. I'm hoping this evening to finish this sock. I have 24 rounds and then the toe to do. So that's all that I brought to work on tonight because it's the last day of the month and I didn't take any knitting at all to work. I forgot my knitting bag. So, I mean, I have knitting at work, but I planned to work on this at lunchtime and stuff, so that's fine. I guess I should talk about this because you might be new here. This could be your first episode. This is a pattern called Self-Striping by Cheryl Giles. It will be linked below. The yarn is from The Cozy Knitter. It is the 2021 Advent Skein, and I think, yeah, I just started into the second repeat of the sock, not of the sock, of the colors, right here. See, they're the same. Well, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, what am I saying? I'm saying fatigue is a thing today. I mean, subbing plus this was a weekend where I drove to and from the middle of Ohio from about Detroit area twice. So 6-hour drive each way, and driving makes me tired. And yeah, I'm feeling it today. So I'm going to work on the sock because it's obviously not mindless, but it's a two round repeat, and I have the rounds memorized. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that this evening and probably try to put another square on my barn raising square blanket. I don't think I showed that in last week's episode. I don't recall it in the editing that I did this morning. So I'll try to remember to take a picture of that today. All right, friends, I am gonna go knit and watch some podcasts before I have class. I will see you soon. Hello, sunshines. Happy Tuesday. It is after school, and I had such a great day. My one-on-one kiddo wasn't there, but I didn't have to sub anywhere. I just got to hang out in my classroom all day, which was so nice. Like, I even went down to see if they needed help at lunchtime because they always need help at lunchtime. They didn't need help. So I just got to hang out with my classroom kiddos and my classroom teacher and the other para, and it was such a nice, chill day. So nice. And I'm kind of hoping that there's a snow day tomorrow. So we are supposed to get between 9 and 12 inches tomorrow. It's supposed to start in the morning, but we're supposed to get rain overnight with the possibility of that turning into ice. I think it's supposed to start snowing at 6 a.m., so it would be ice under the snow, so I'm kind of hoping for a snow day tomorrow. And in those hopes, because I can't just, wait and see, I made myself a to-do list. So I'm showing this to you because I will likely do some of this tonight. Like, the 4 loads of laundry are loads of laundry that Patrick washed, and I just need to fold so they can be put away. And then, I don't know, I might do some of these other things this evening. If I do, I'll fill you in, but just know that even if we don't have a if we don't have a snow day tomorrow, this list won't be pristine in the morning. So I thought I'd show it to you now. And I am going to work on some mitered squares, not these mitered squares. I want to do 8 mitered squares tomorrow. So whatever I do today doesn't count. I've done 3 so far today. So I need 2 more to meet quota. I would need to do an additional 2 or 3 to make up what I didn't do yesterday. So we'll see. But I want to do 8 tomorrow. Tomorrow is a snow day. Just got the phone call. And it's only 6:45 in the p.m. Guess who's not going to bed at bedtime?
No!
Me.
How dare! No!
Excelente!
Is that how you really feel?
Yes, that's how I feel.
Hello, sunshines. Happy Wednesday. I have not checked in with you all day, but I've been taking some pictures of some things that I did. So I finished the Advent sock. I finished the Archer, which was okay. Definitely a very character-driven piece, like a character study sort of thing, not very action-driven. So yeah, just like talking about major events and stuff in the character's life. It was okay. I wouldn't recommend it or not recommend it. But I've been working away on my to-do list, which I will show you in a minute. And it's 6 o'clock and we just got a phone call that there is a snow day tomorrow too. So this is my ever-growing to-do list. And as you can see, I made some really good progress on things. I actually just started Patrick's socks, so I can cross that off too. But yeah, I knew as I was writing this list and it was getting longer and longer and longer that I was gonna maybe struggle to accomplish everything today. It's still early though. It's only 6, so I have plenty of time, especially since I don't have to like go to bed at a specific time tonight. I think last night I went to sleep around 11. So, yeah, I'm gonna knock out some more of this, but I think I'm going to start over here a list of things for tomorrow too, just so that I can keep up the momentum. So like some things are going to go back on the list, like one garterage on the blanket and miter squares. I don't know if I want to do 8 tomorrow. I still have to think about that, but maybe 8. I mean, I did them today, but I have plenty of time to work on this. And I think that I need to put a pretty significant book goal on there for tomorrow. Since I have 2 days off, I should be able to
finish at least, not tomorrow. I'm not saying I should be able to finish a book tomorrow, but I should be able to make really, really good progress in a book and get me closer to being able to read the books that I have left on my list of things to turn in. And in case you are wondering what that list is, these are due dates for things that have to go back that can't be checked out again. So I had The Archer, In Every Mirror She's Black, Sisters in Arms, and Undercover Attraction that are all due on the 7th. I finished The Archer. I started Sisters in Arms a couple nights ago, and it is my bedtime reading. So I think I'm going to start In Every Mirror She's Black and keep it in the living room. All right, friends. So I am in bed. It's 8 o'clock. And I am going to read maybe for a few minutes, maybe for a while. This is what I've been reading at bedtime, Sisters in Arms by Kaya Alderson. And I'm about 70 pages in. It is good so far. I like it. I'm interested in the characters right from the beginning. But I think I'm going to read In Every Mirror She's Black. I am 45 pages in, and oh my gosh, I'm already hooked. I'm already in it. Both of these books are told from multiple perspectives. In Sisters in Arms, I'm pretty sure every chapter flips perspective between the two main characters whose names I'm blanking on, Grace and Eliza. So yeah, it flips between them, and it's really, really good. In this one, every chapter is split into 3 sections following 3 different characters whose names I don't remember. Kemi and Brittany Ray, and how do we say this? Muna? It's so good. I'm already so invested in these characters, so I think I'm going to read this tonight.
Hello friends, happy Saturday at the yarn shop. I thought that the class was going to be here this morning, so I didn't think I was going to be able to record before work, but then I got here. It's about 25 minutes before I have to open the shop, and so I figured I'd do it now instead of waiting till after. I am here super early because I ran some errands this morning. I ran to the bank, I ran to the library, stopped by a store. I like to do it Saturday morning versus any time after work because my Saturday work days start so much later than my weekday work days. I'm already awake. Like, even if I sleep in, I slept in until 6 today instead of getting up at 4 like I normally do. But that's still a bunch of time before work, and I would rather just get the stuff done before work than have to do things after work. Anyway, let's check in with my February projects that I talked about last week wanting to start. See where I am. Spoiler. Not very far, because even though we had 2 snow days, I mostly sunk that time into blanket making instead of project making, which is fine because I'm really way more interested in getting blankets off my needles right this minute than projects that don't have a deadline anyway. So here's my nephew's sock. I did use the contrasting Berroco socks for the cuff, and now I'm just going to knit this entire ball into a tube. It's very, very boring, but it will be excellent walking around work knitting, and also I keep it in my bag, so if I'm waiting, like yesterday I went to the post office, so if you're awaiting prizes, those are in the mail. But while I was waiting at the post office, I had this in my bag, so I pulled it out and did, I don't know, a handful of stitches. Over time, this will grow, not because I'm going to pick it up and work on it, but because it will be handy when I need something to just work on for a few minutes. And I can work on it and not look. So yeah, it's just round and around and around forever until I use up this ball of yarn. The second project is not very impressive, but will look so cool when it's done. I'm going to make fruit stripe gum. I'll put a picture in here from the project, from the pattern. These socks are really, really cool, and I've never made them. I've had the pattern for a very long time, probably 8 years, maybe longer. So I've had the pattern. Pretty sure I downloaded it for free from Ravelry, but it was in my library and I've just never made it. It's designed for self-striping yarn, and so I am using Knit Picks Felici fingering weight in Rustic Cabin. And there was a knot in the ball in the brown section, and I was like, it's fine, I'll just keep going. So I think that actually above the knot just shouldn't be there, like lengthwise for the sock. So we'll see. I'm gonna make matching socks, but this one might be like 3 or 4 rounds longer. Therefore, Patrick, he is not gonna care. He's not even gonna wear them matching. He's just gonna pull out 2 socks from his drawer and wear them. But fruit stripe gum is really cool because it is a 1 round repeat forever and ever, and until you get down the leg, and then you do a stockinette bit above the heel and go into the heel, and the foot is all stockinette. So yeah, this is gonna be it takes a little brain power, not a ton of brain power, because it's only a 6-stitch repeat forever and ever, but it takes a little bit of brain power. So my hope is to get through 4 stripes this weekend, and I think that should take me through the entire stripe repeat. Let's see. Yeah, that'll take me through the entire first stripe repeat. I don't know how many repeats I'm gonna do on the leg. Maybe 1.5. I haven't decided. But that's my progress on this sock so far, and you know, it's going okay. The other thing that I was planning on casting on before I open the shop, and probably still will because this is not going to be a 25-minute clip, is my niece's Fingerless Mitt. So I want to cast this on. Again, it's not a mindless thing, but it will be a good around the school project and that sort of thing. So you know, I like to plan things. So I'm just gonna tell you what my breakdown for projects are right now at school, assuming my kid is at school and we're at our normal day. So first period is 30 minutes, and I'm gonna work on these socks because we're sitting, there's not generally a lot of movement, it's just me helping him keep on task. So I'm gonna work on these, and then I go to my classroom. I'm gonna work on these from my pocket because I don't have to think about it and I can move around and easy to pick up, put down. And then I go back to my one-on-one kiddo and we sit for a bit, and I should be able to get 1 square then. And then we go to gym class, and I think that I can work on this during gym class, I think. And then I go to lunch, and I don't usually knit on my lunch, but sometimes I do. And if I do, I usually start another square. And then I go and sit with my kiddo for a while again, and I can usually get, like, I'm with him for the rest of the afternoon. So I usually get 2 squares in that time, and we go for a walk, and I might be able to do this while we're walking, or I might take this while we're walking. And that is how I get a bunch of work done on my projects while I'm at work. Obviously, if I'm subbing, it's a little bit different. If I'm subbing, I might be able to work on this sock all day, but not necessarily, because it's a lot more hands-on and stuff. My one-on-one kiddo is older, and we want him to become independent, so I try to do as little physically for him as possible. So yeah, those are my projects that are started right now. I was talking last week about how I want to do a design vlog, and I'm going to start that today. I'm pretty excited. I think that I'm going to release it on Thursday evenings or Wednesday evenings. The vlog usually goes up on Mondays or Tuesdays. So kind of want them to be a little bit separate so that people who are on Patreon like get 2 separate video days a week. I just think that would be fun. So that is my plan. I'm going to start that today. I'm going to cast on the design when I get home and hopefully get a bunch of work done on that. And other administrative things is I have a test knit. I have 2 test knits going. I have one for a DK weight version of something very similar to Trough, and then I just started a mini skein version. If you're interested, I could use a few more mini skein testers. I put out an application call a couple weeks ago, and I got some responses saying that they were interested in the mini skein thing, and then I sent an email a couple days ago to confirm that people still wanted to test, because you know things can change in 2 weeks, and I only heard back from 1 person out of 4. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll put a picture of the mini skein version right here so you can see what it looks like, and yeah, let me know if you want to test knit that, because I could use a few more. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to update you on, so I've been making a lot of blanket squares on my best friend's blanket, because I was at home and it was easy to do, and you know, I had my whole scrap stash there, so it was, you know, it was conducive to working on that blanket. But I have also this week put all of these ridges on this blanket. So I have 9 ridges on right now, which probably doesn't seem like totally impressive, but there's a lot of stitches on the needle. Like, that's all the stitches. If you want to know how many stitches that is, it is 22 times 17. Whatever that number is, that's how many stitches are on the needle. So yeah, I have 9, I said I had 9 ridges. That's more than half of the ridges that I need, because I need 17 ridges. So I'm gonna try really hard to finish that portion of sashing this week and also start the next portion. I need to really focus on this if I'm gonna finish it in February, which is the plan. But the sashing is boring and the border is gonna be boring. So I'm trying to make myself work on it for 30 minutes every morning. I've been successful a couple times, not so successful on the snow days, but I did force myself to do 1 garter ridge each snow day, which is more than 30 minutes of work. So there's that. All right, let's talk about books. I finished In Every Mirror She's Black. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Obviously it was so good because I read it in just about 2 days. I started it on the 2nd, I finished it on the 4th. Yeah, it was so good. It was like the characters from the get-go, from the very first chapter, I was interested in these women. I wanted to know their stories. I wanted to know where they came from, where they were going. It was just so gripping, and like the way the author had their stories was so interesting, because they were all in, like, they all started out really separate, and then they all were, like, in the same vicinity, but they were never all, like, they weren't friends. These women were not friends. They weren't enemies either. They didn't know each other. But they were, like, around each other. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. It was really, really good. Highly recommend. Debut novel for the author. I think the author's name is Lola Akerstrom, with a middle name that I don't remember off the top of my head. But so good. I've had a picture on my shoulder this whole time, and I'll just keep it up for another couple seconds so that you can see it. Oh my gosh. I really, really enjoy this book, and I will definitely be looking for more coming from the author in the future, I hope. And then I picked up again Sisters in Arms. I'm not super far in it. I am on page 84. Oh, my sister's calling. She went out to eat for breakfast, and I went to the bank for her this morning to turn in all of her change because my bank has a coin machine and her banks don't have a coin machine. So she's coming to pick up cash for her change, and she's gonna bring me some breakfast. I am excited. So anyway, we were talking about Sisters in Arms. It's the story of Grace and Eliza. They are Black women in World War II. World War II? Yes, World War II. I struggle so hard, like, keeping wars straight in my head. Like, not the events, but the names. Always have. It's just something that I really, really struggle with. Anyway, World War II. They are recruited into an all-black female battalion, and I am barely there. They have just gotten on the train to go for training. So I really am looking forward to reading this. I think it's going to be so good. And again, another story that, like, grabbed me right from the beginning. Not as much as In Every Mirror She's Black. I think because this is historical and that was contemporary, and that felt so much more like, that storytelling felt so much more like listening to your friend tell you stuff that was going on, and this feels more like listening to like your family is telling a story, like your grandma telling a story. Does that make sense? Like, still good, still really enjoyable, but like when your friend is telling you a story, it's much more immediate and like involved in stuff. Whereas when your grandma's telling you a story, when my grandma is telling me a story versus when my friend is telling me a story, it was very interesting and I was involved, but like not with any sense of immediacy. So that's how I feel about this, but it's good. I'm liking it. I am enjoying it, and I definitely think that I can finish this before it's due on Monday, because that's the 7th and that's when this is due back. So I'm going to be reading this a lot this weekend. So I think that I'm going to get a lot of work done on this blanket while I'm reading, because I don't have to look at this project at all. So that's how I got so much done already. Yeah, that is my plan. That is my goal. And I'm going to pan you really quick because I washed the blanket. Oh my gosh, I have a story of tragedy. I don't think I told you. So this is the mitered square blanket that I finished in January. And I had it in my knitting bag, the green one that my student bought me. I had it in there and I put it in the car for safekeeping. And then Patrick went to work. Like the kids and I went to school, and Patrick went to work, and then my sister came in like 3 hours later. And she was like, hey, I'm pretty sure this is yours, and hands me my knitting bag, sopping wet. This was Tuesday before the snow. My knitting bag had been knocked out of the car by a child and was sitting in the middle of the road after Patrick had left for work with that blanket in it. It's fine. It just needed to be washed, and I didn't have the want to wash it before now because I knew that coming into work I could spread it out and it could dry without fear of children or cats or dogs or anything touching it. So yeah, when she brought it in, I was like, oh my gosh, I could have lost all of that work. That work could have been destroyed. Someone could have run over that bag, destroyed the whole thing, but it's fine, and it's beautiful, and it's drying, and yeah, that's all I have for you right now. So I will check in with you tomorrow, probably. Hopefully I'll have some progress on some of these little projects. I am going to give you a quick update on my best friend's blanket. This is the block that I've been working on at home, and look, I have, let's see, from here over is 10 blocks, or it's like 10 columns, and then once I finish this column or this row, oh my gosh, migraine. Once I finish this row, I only have 10 rows up, so I think that this is probably like, that looks like easily 25 without doing the math. So I have less than 75 squares to go on this blanket. Not on this blanket, on this block. On this blanket I have more than 100, but that's pretty exciting. So I haven't been working on these two blankets, the granny square blanket and the flower blanket, explicitly. Like, I haven't been trying to make progress on them. I've just been making progress as I've been working on other things. And as you can see, the yarn bowls that I put both of those projects into are well overflowing. So I think I'm going to take the granny squares and put them in a bag and start using this yarn bowl for projects. But I just thought I'd show you a little bit of side progress. That's really exciting. I will actually give you a little look at the entire shelf because I've organized it a little bit. I found more flowers and a few granny squares as I was organizing other things, so that's why they're so full. I found some more hexies. I need to find another solution for that. And then the lower shelves are, well, they're looking a little less full because I finished a blanket, but a little more full because I moved this Advent project that I want to work on. I put that on the shelf. I put this blanket on the shelf. So yeah, that's what the shelf looks like right now. Hello, sunshines. It is Sunday night. It is bedtime. And I'm just going to check in with you really quick about projects and stuff. First up, look at how cool these socks look. This is the fruit stripe gum pattern. My book is trying to fall off my legs. Knit Picks Felici in the rustic cabin colorway. These are for Patrick. I think these look so cool. I think I'm going to do the gray stripe and the red stripe in this pattern and then transition to the straight rounds before the heel. So I could be on a stockinette portion tomorrow. That would be exciting. My other, let's move this here. Rearrange a little. Okay, rearranged. So my other project, I did meet my goal on this one, which was 4 stripes this weekend. I had hoped to get
through the purple section on this mitt, but I have half of a repeat to go. When I made that goal, I thought I was just going to do one repeat, but then I decided that 2 repeats would serve me better, and as you can see, I made a mistake here. I'm not ripping it out and fixing it. I don't care that much. I'm sure my niece won't care that much either. So yeah, here is the Sidewinder Mitt. It's one of my patterns. I'm using yarn from Little Bay Blue to make it, and it's for my niece. These will look really, really cool when they're finished. It's going to be rainbow colored. And then I'm still reading Sisters in Arms. I have about 200 pages to go. I think I've read just shy of 100 pages today. I hoped to get more done on these projects and reading in this book, but I had a migraine for about 6 hours. Not the kind where I was tired at all and could sleep it off. I just kind of had to suffer through it. I took medicine, I drank caffeine, I did all of the things that I try to do to help my head. And Patrick rubbed my shoulders and everything, and still migraine for about 6 hours. So it's fine though. I'm fine. And I will see. So this book is due tomorrow. I will see how far I get and how late I think it will be if I keep it out after tomorrow. I've already returned the other books that were due back, so, you know, if I decide to keep this out, I'm only going to pay late fees on this one instead of on multiple. Yeah, I don't mind paying small late fees on library books. Like, if it's up to $1, I feel like that's a pretty good bargain for all of the books that I get to read for free. I mean, I know they come out of taxes, but it feels like it's free. All right, friends, I am going to get ready for bed. Talk to you later.